as we go through the day tomorrow, and it looks like it'll be mainly Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and on into Louisiana. That's where we'll have our biggest threat, most likely where you see the red shading on the map. And we do have loads of moisture that is going to be just screaming in from the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll have plenty of moisture in the atmosphere, and it's also more buoyant than dry air. So that lift will develop here, not only with what we have going in the upper levels, but always we have that low-level jet that's going to be flying in from the south, and that's always a big player when it comes to these storms. Our Torcon value, the highest number is a 10. We have a 3, so we do have that threat for tornadoes. But I think the bigger threat's going to be hail. 2 inches in diameter is about the size of a lime. Are you watching us and you're, getting dressed, you're in the kitchen? Just look at a lime and imagine that as a solid core of ice just flying down from these thunderstorms and some of these bigger downdrafts. That could obviously cause dents on your car, on your roof, the whole, on your body. If you go out for a run, I've seen so many people bruised. They got stuck in a hailstorm. The energy really kicks off as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Notice this line right here around 3 o'clock. Yes, we'll see rain ahead of it with a little bit of a pregame, and then more storms right over that same area. So the fact that we'll see storm after storm after storm means that we do have that threat for flooding as well. Everything pushes east and pushes south. Wind damage could also be a big issue just out of, the thunderstorms alone, Paul, but also just the whole system. This one's going to be a really windy one. There, but it is spring training. We're talking baseball, right? The spring training games are coming on. Big trough coming into the west here. That's all going to translate into more snow for the northern tier and rain and storms to the south. And this will all continue to push all the way to the east coast. By the way, much colder air coming in behind this. Temperatures will drop by some 20 degrees all the way down into Texas. So be prepared for it. Tomorrow, we will have issues at the airport, not necessarily because of the rain and the snow. That causes problems, but the winds are going to be howling with this 40, 50 miles an hour, 20, 30 mile an hour winds. That's all going to sweep through. And as per usual, the winds stick around behind it. There's your snow. The heaviest stuff will be into the UP of Michigan. In the west, if you remember, and now it is just finishing up off the east coast here. This is a look at the radar. If we started over here, that's the end of it this morning. If we go back to Monday, coming through the Midwest, that spin, and we had another piece of energy, and they came together, and they're just sitting there waiting to get kicked out for us. So here's a look at the numbers in the Midwest, anywhere from 14 to 22 inches. So we saw some nice totals for us here into the Midwest, and that's helped us out. I'll say places like Detroit, we were double digits below even just last week, and now we are 4 inches down. So we definitely ate away at that deficit there. Madison's up. Chicago, we're still 15 inches below average. It's not looking like we're going to wipe away this deficit in Chicago. But Minneapolis, our record for the season, for the entire season, is 98.6. That might seem like a lot since we're at 80.3, but 18 inches is not a lot, seeing that every system's been coming in the west and delivering us snow. So you get 3 6-inch snows. You could be at that record. So if you break it down, it's really not a lot here. Let's look at Milwaukee for our season. We are well above where we were 21-22 last year, I should say, and we are still just slightly below average here in Milwaukee. Now in the Northeast, we have been 2, 3, 4 feet below average. It's been really, really bad for us. But the past couple of days, we got snow. And Albany, New York, I had my eye on you wiping out your deficit. And look at the numbers here. We saw 3 feet of snow anywhere from Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts on into New York, and one of those places was Albany. We are now running above average by a couple inches. So we were having a deficit, but this one snowstorm we were down by, I want to say it was something like 7 inches, if my memory serves me correct, Jordan, and we've just knocked that out.
Close.
The threat for severe storms, more snow in the northern tier, and drenching rain in the south. Our next system is turning into a triple threat, and we will see this all develop as we head into tomorrow and make our way all the way into the weekend. We have the risk for large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes, while people are going to be still shoveling out in the upper Midwest. And more rain literally in the exact same places we've been seeing it all winter long. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Jordan Steele and Paul Goodlow. Meteorologist Jim Cantori will join us live from Lenox, Massachusetts in just a few minutes. But let's get over to Jordan with the final tallies for this snow in the Northeast.
Yeah, and I know